Hello, everybody. My name is Dave Michael Sterling. I posted on Facebook and Instagram that I am Jesus Christ. This, that, and the other. Of course, people don't believe me. Everyone's just saying, go take your medication. You need it. Fuck you. Yes, I cuss. The main reason why I cuss because I wasn't raised to be Jesus Christ. I have told on some YouTube videos my story. Now I'm going to leave off where I think I left off at on my last video. Now, like I said, I wasn't told that I was Jesus Christ until later on by voices and other people. But when I was a child living in Tampa, my mother was in bed asleep. She woke up screaming and yelling on top of her lungs. Woke up everybody up. My mom told my dad, I need to go to the hospital as soon as possible. I'm hearing him. Also, my dad's like, shh, shut up. Don't say anything. My mom shut up. My dad put me in the car. My dad get in the car. My mom and my grandmother the other side of the car my grandma's trying to coax my mom inside the car. My mom looked in the car, looked at me, backed out, looked at my grandmother and said, I cannot sit by baby Jesus Christ. My grandmother, she was like, just looked at my grandma, then looked in the car and looked at me. Her eyes was a regular blue color, very beautiful blue color. All of a sudden her eyes changed into this whitish, bluish color. And then she had this evil grin on her face. Then her eyes changed back to a regular color. She backs out, look at my mom, and end up saying, that's not baby Jesus Christ. That is your son, Dave. So my mother decided to get in the car. I was about to hold her hand. I care about my mom. My mom was like my best friend. I'm about to grab her hand. All of a sudden, she snatched her hand away from me and ended up saying, I am not worthy to be touched by you. I did not raise you right. It made me start crying. When I cry, everybody, I had no warm shoulder to cry on all my life. I've cried in front of my dad. I cried in front of my mom. I cried in front of my grandmother and family members and a lot of people in church. I never got a warm shoulder to cry on. My mother got sent to the mental hospital. I got dropped off. My mother was in there for a little while. When she got out, everything was fine. Then one day I'm in school, regular class, I believe it was my 3rd grade, sitting in the desk, doing my schoolwork. All of a sudden I hear this little girl voice. No one's there. Ended up saying, you need to hurry home when school gets out. Your mother has something very important to tell you. So school got out. I took my girlfriend home, Tammy. Went home, went inside the house, calling for my mom. My mom wasn't answering. I ended up finding her passed out on her chair. Tried waking her up. She would not wake up. I tried everything. She wouldn't wake up. My mom, my dad, anybody never told me anything about 911. And I never thought about going to a neighbor's house, my girlfriend's house, to tell her mom to help me. No, a thought popped in my head. I thought about killing myself. And I tried to attempt it. All of a sudden I heard that same little girl's voice saying, please don't. We'll figure something out later on in the future. Didn't know what she meant by that. But so I didn't kill myself. Instead I ended up going to my mom's lifeless body. I mean, she's sleeping, but she's not responding. Got on my knees and started crying. My grandmother finally gets home from bingo. Told my grandmother what happened. My grandma picks up the phone, calls, 911. All of a sudden, 10 minutes later, we had a fire truck, ambulance, and a police car. 4 firemen get out of the fire truck, 2 paramedics get out of the ambulance, and a cop gets out of the cop car. The 4 firemen and the 2 paramedics went inside the house. The cop put me aside, outside, without no parent supervision, and start giving me questions, interrogating me, without any parent supervision. He was asking so many questions and didn't know what the hell he was talking about. I mean, I had no answers to it, none of them. Then a paramedic found an empty pill bottle, medicine bottle, underneath my mom's chair. It was my mother's prescription medicine she got from the mental hospital. They rushed her to the hospital, pumped her stomach out. My mother did wake up, and I heard from my dad that she was calling my name. My dad ended up saying, "He's not here, he's at home." Also, my mother had a massive heart attack and died. My dad told me that day, no, my dad actually told me next day that she died. I looked at him and I'm like, "You're lying, I don't believe you." Well, 4 days later, we went to the funeral. My mom's brothers were there, Bill and Henry, and we did the funeral service. When the funeral was over with, I walked up to my mother's casket. It was open. I looked inside, like, Mom, saying to myself, actually to my mom, like, "Mom, wake up, please. You got something important to tell me. Wake up." All of a sudden, my grandmother's best friend comes up behind me, puts her left hand on my left shoulder and starts squeezing really tight. I looked up at her, wondering why she squeezed my left shoulder really tight, and she looked at me. Her eyes she also had a beautiful blue eye color. All of a sudden, her blue eyes changed to the same color my grandmother's did, that whitish, bluish color. And I'm like, "What the hell?" And then she points at my mom's dead body, then looks at me, and says, "Your mom is not here to save you now." And she did a chuckle and walked away. I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like 9.5 years old, I'm like, what the hell is she talking about? About 3 or 4 days later, it's now a Sunday, going to church. I'm in the car, I'm thinking about my mom, I want to miss her very much. All of a sudden I started crying. My dad, when we parked the car, my dad gets out of the car, my grandma does too. And when like I said, I started crying. I thought maybe my dad would have a heart and figure out what's wrong with me, or my grandmother. They didn't do that. Instead, they changed. My dad grabs a hold of my left hand with his right hand and starts squeezing really hard. My grandmother came over to me, grabbed a hold of my right hand, and started squeezing really hard. I'm like crying because I'm missing my mom, and my dad and my grandmother squeezing my hand really hard, making it hurt. They dragged me into church. We got into church, and then we stopped. Everyone in church all of a sudden looks at us, looked right at me. All of a sudden they all start whispering this chant, this evil chant. Found out it's in Latin. And I looked at my dad, I looked up at my dad, and looked up at my grandmother. Both their eyes are this whitish, bluish color with an evil grin. Then they started dragging me. And I'm crying because I'm missing my mom. My hands are hurting. Got to the fourth row to the right, up front next to the altar. My grandma throws my hand down. My dad has held my hand still with his right hand, squeezing really hard, lifts me up, stares at me, then throws me like a sack of potatoes onto the bench. Then he yells at me, tells me to go to the very end of the bench. I did. My back's now hurting because my dad threw me. My hands are hurting because everyone's squeezing it. And everybody in church was whispering this chant. And I'm crying because I miss my mom. Through the whole mass, I was crying. I could hear myself crying. I hear people whispering this chant. The priest, a Roman Catholic priest, was doing his regular ceremony mass. Like he's completely ignoring this chant of whisper. They didn't know what the hell is going on. 35 minutes during the mass is the time where they're about to do the communion. My dad, I guess couldn't take it no more, turns around, faces me, and yells on top of his lung. Ended up saying, "Why are you crying for, boy?" I looked at my dad, and I told him the main reason. I'm like, "Because mom's gone, that's why." All my dad had the nerve to say is, "Oh." That was it, "Oh." Then he turns around, then he's continued doing the chant. So I'm crying, hearing this chant, everyone's completely ignoring me. Everybody's ignoring me, and I'm crying, missing my mom. Church finally gets over with. Still people doing this chant. My grandma grabs hold of my right hand again. My dad grabs hold of my left hand. They start squeezing really hard again. They drag me outside. We finally get outside. All of a sudden, my mom, my grandma, and my dad threw my hands down really hard. Just left me there. All of a sudden, tears just automatically just dried up. It was like no tears there no more. I stopped crying. Felt like I didn't cry no more. It felt like I haven't cried at all. I felt so different. So different, didn't know why at first. Then my body jerked quite a few times. Then, when I got home, like I said, I felt different. I'm still crying. I'm actually still crying, missing my mom. No, next time I finally got home and I actually started crying again. Crying, feel different now, missing my mom. My dad's completely ignoring me. My grandma's still completely ignoring me. I go inside the house, go inside my bedroom, cry alone, because that's all I do is cry alone. My girlfriend Tammy, next day came over because I didn't go to school. My friend Tammy walked in my bedroom, and she goes, Dave, if she didn't give me a hug or nothing, I'm crying. All she did was grab her, touch my hands, go, Dave, stop crying. Let's go outside and play. So I ended up stopped crying and went outside and play. Next day, or next night, I ended up going to sleep. Usually, before my mother died, I have always had awesome dreams. They're always in 4K Ultra Vision. I can feel, taste, smell, all my senses working. No, not this time. I have black and white dreams. They weren't even long, and sometimes my senses weren't working, and they ended up being nightmares. I never had a nightmare in my life until that day after that incident. Then I realized when I finally moved to go to another house or another location in Brooksville, I usually have people, doesn't matter who that person is, want to be my friend. Now it's not happening. I have hardly no friends. I'm in school one day in Brooksville. It was a recess. And I'm playing, I guess basically by myself. All of a sudden, my vision went haywire. I'm looking at people, and they're all red with blue. The surroundings were blue and red and green. And I'm like, what the hell's going on here? It lasted for about 5 minutes. Got scared, I freaked out. Talked to my teacher. My teacher called my dad up. My dad came and picked me up. My dad took me to the hospital. I tried to describe to the doctor what I saw. They didn't understand what I saw. Until later on in the future, when I got older, I figured out what it was. I saw thermal vision. I seen thermal vision without any device. How can that happen? I tell you what happened. My dad, my grandmother, and people in church, were actually my family members, as well as friends of the church, they all were trying to change me into Antichrist. Because I am Jesus Christ. Now I'm still Jesus Christ, looking like the Antichrist, Lucifer. If you take a picture of me with mustache, goatee, clear, no hair at all, then look at a cartoon picture of Satan himself, dead look-alike. In my head, I am the most evilest person ever. In the physical world, I am the nicest person ever. I've got a heart of gold. But I have bad luck. Extremely bad luck. I have not heard any compliments of my look for 31 years by anybody. And extremely rare to hear it from somebody not of my liking. I have bad luck. I've been scammed ever since my divorce with the wrong woman. For 3 years, I've been scammed by over 55 people. Actually, when I say over, I mean over. I'm not going to go the full details, but say over 55. I've been scammed about 10 different type of ways. I have lost over, way over 10 grand. My dad disowned me, and the main reason why, that incident I just told you about, I totally erased from my head a long time ago. I just recently remembered, and I went to my dad's house to confront him about it. My dad didn't want to hear it from me. He goes, you know what, get the fuck out of my house. Never come back. You're no longer my son. You know what, I never was your son. The way how you act with me. So I left. The only person that seems like really cares about me is my aunt. But she don't care about me the right way. I mean, I'm in my bedroom, sleeping the whole day. My aunt does not even bother knocking on the door and checking on me. No, instead she lets me sleep. I could be fucking dead and she wouldn't even know it. My aunt doesn't... Actually, we'll just say this since my mother died to now, not one single family member or a parent, like my dad, ever took me aside, sat me down, and asked me, how's your day? What's going on with your mind? No, no one ever does that. Not even friends when I did have friends. When I was with friends, they were talking among each other, not even talking to me, so I ended up making imaginary friends. Instead of having one imaginary friend, I ended up having millions of imaginary friends. I imagined the whole world to be my friend, or the whole universe to be my friend. Then I ended up making stories to myself and answering myself back. When I answer myself back, I answer myself back as pretend I'm like a different person. I can act any person out. I'm like a one-man movie crew. Now, like I said, I don't have any friends. After my divorce, everybody kind of completely ignored me. I mean, I ended up having an old friend. I got a hold of him, Gerard Herbert Jr. Got a hold of him, started hanging out with him. I mean, he was like the top best friends. Of course, one time, he and I and his wife ended up making a plan to go to Ohio to visit his daughter from his mistress. And I ended up canceling on him the day before. I never gave him an excuse. I told him I have so many excuses and you might not like them. My excuses were, this is all of them. One, I would feel like I'm the third wheel. He's with his wife, I'm by myself. That's one. Second reason why I did it, because he lost his job. His wife lost her job. They have all this money, and they plan on going to Ohio. Now, if they would have went to Ohio and came back and find out something bad happened, like they're out of food, or their tire blown, or their engine caught on fire, or whatever, something bad happened to their car, and they blew all their money in Ohio. Now, they have no job, and they have no money, and have no transportation. What the fuck? So that was the main reason why I ended up doing it. But I didn't tell them. Gerard ended up having a grudge. The biggest grudge ever. So big he doesn't talk to me. Or text me. Or call me. It's been like 2 years now. He doesn't really talk to me. Lately, finally, he's putting likes. He's not really talking to me. He's putting likes. Or leaving little tiny small comments on Facebook Messenger. That's it. Now, when I was hanging out with Gerard, he finally got me into talking to Melissa, a friend of mine from another friend, Justin Don's ex-girlfriend. I'm hanging out with her, and I didn't care a lot about her, but she was really into drugs. Lots of different type of drugs. She snorted, something like, she snorted heroin. She did Spice. I mean, she's really all messed up. She has actually two handsome boys, two beautiful girls. And I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, damn, come on, Melissa, snap out of it. You got two beautiful daughters, two handsome sons, and you're doing all these drugs. And your children see you like this. It's not good. Melissa stopped hanging out with me. She says she's afraid of me being around because of her kids. I'm like, okay, whatever. Then, of course, Gerard, when I was going to hang out with Gerard introduced me to an old friend. I only saw her one time. Her name was Heather. And she now has a boyfriend named Dan. I started hanging around with Heather and Dan. And, of course, I started telling them, I finally opening up, finally talking. Because before, like a long time ago, when I got out of the treatment center, age 15, to whenever, I stopped talking. I mean, I do got a voice, you can always tell, but I don't talk right. And I kept to myself. I started, like I said, talking with my thoughts. I talked with my thoughts a lot. Not sure to have listeners at the time until I started finally having listeners, because a certain incident happened. I think I told you earlier about. I will repeat myself. Sorry, yes, I do smoke cigarettes, and I do hear lots of voices telling me to quit smoking cigarettes. It's bad for you. It tastes nasty, and it's bad for you. I actually hear voices saying, Dave, if you quit smoking cigarettes for 3 days, the 4th day will be coming over to visit you and rescue you. And of course, I tried that, and of course, I failed twice already. It's really hard to quit smoking cigarettes. For me, I smoke about 2 to 3 packs a day. Yes, I know it's very bad, but I have no life. I am the most loneliest man in the world. I have bad luck. No one seems to like me, and I'm scared of people. The main reason why I'm scared of people, what happened to me in that church. I cannot open myself up to anybody no more. But I'm doing it on YouTube. Did it on Facebook. Did it on Instagram. Now, like I said, I'm going to repeat myself a lot of my videos. When I was 23 years old, Gerard Herbert, that's when I actually knew him then too. Gerard Herbert came to me and Jamie Johnson one day. He goes, hey guys, I know a girl. She's pretty cool, and she needs people to hang out with. You want to meet her? Me and Jamie Johnson were like, hell, sure. Well, hell, might as well. So Gerard took us to her house. Gerard knocks on the door, and this beautiful girl with black hair, really skinny. Her complexion is like pearly white, blue eyes, dark black hair, long. Wearing a black shirt, blue jeans, answered the door. When I looked at this girl, I seen fireworks behind her. I saw this big red heart behind her. It's like love at first sight. This is the second time I had love at first sight. But I loved her at first sight, but you know what? I wasn't feeling like I was attracted enough for her. We started hanging out with her. She's into marijuana, she's into LSD, she's into shrooms, she's a rocker, she plays guitars, she's into morbid stuff, and she's into serial killers. Then one day, me and Jamie were out in her bedroom one day. Jamie's like, Dave, come here. We go outside. Jamie looks at me and goes, Dave, I see in your eyes that you have a big love for Kathy. I looked at her, I'm like, yeah, you're right, I do. He goes, why don't you ask her to go out with you? I looked at him, I'm like, you know what, I wish I could, but I have 3 reasons stopping me. He looks at me and goes, what's those reasons? I'm like, first reason is, I'm 23. She is 16. That's wrong. Yes, I'm not obeying all the laws, but this law I'm definitely going to obey. Second reason, she is too damn good looking for me. Third reason, I'm way out of her league. Jamie looks at me and goes, just shook his head. I'm like, dude, how about if you like her so much, how about you go out with her? He did. He asked her that same day, and she ended up saying yes. Now, I'm at and when he was hanging out with her, or going out with her, for some reason, I don't know why I did this, but for some reason, I made myself welcome. I invited myself over. I always, let's just say, if I wasn't at work, I'm at Kathy's house. Jamie and Kathy were going out with each other. I welcomed myself over, and and they didn't ask me to stay the night. I made myself stay the night. Basically, they never had time to be alone. One day I was sitting down, and I heard Jamie was like, "Why did you ask Dave to leave?" I heard Kathy over saying, because for some reason I don't want him to leave. I don't know why. So they never asked me to leave. Then one day, I'm at work. I see this magazine. Don't know the name of it. I wish I did know the name of it. But this magazine was black and white and talks about things people have an open mind to. Like Bigfoot, UFOs, psychics, ghosts, demons, fairies, mermaids, all that type of stuff. And it had an article in there, a advertisement for 4 Wishes. I ended up buying that magazine, went home. Started reading the magazine, then got to the article and about the 4 Wishes, and it was $14.99, $5 for shipping and handling. I pulled my wallet out of my pocket, looked inside, $20. I'm like, thinking to myself, like, damn, that's the only money I got. I don't get paid until next week. But something in me saying, Dave, you always get money from your aunt. Do it. So I ended up doing it. Instead of doing a money order, because at that time I didn't know anything about money orders, I just put $20 in with the article, and I filled the article out, and put it in the mail. I totally forgot about this advertisement, the thing I sent for. It totally just slipped my mind. So a whole week went by. Then one day I got home from work, and all of a sudden the thoughts like, go check the mail. So I ended up checking the mail, opened the mailbox up, and there was a package in there. I wonder what the package was. So I pulled the package out, and it was addressed to me. I'm like, what the hell is this? Got inside my house, went inside my bedroom, opened the package up, and all of a sudden, boom, it dawned on me. It's the thing I sent for. I opened the box up. Inside the box was a bag of sand, a bag of beautiful rocks, instruction papers, and a 8x10 beige paper with fancy designs all around it, with a line, 2 lines, one going down the middle and one going side to side. And I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do with this? So I got the instruction papers, and I look at the instructions of the sand, sprinkle the sand to the places where you're at most. So I'm like, okay, that's been my bedroom and my car. The second thing, the rocks, I think you're supposed to put it, if it's in the bag, say in a bag, put it to tack it above your bed. Now, the 8x10 piece of paper with the fancy red designs over it, the beige paper, it says cut the paper in quarters. So I did that. It says write down your wishes. Keep each wish with you for a month. After the month is over, take that piece of paper with a wish on it and burn that piece of paper. When you burn that piece of paper, believe in that wish you're wishing for. I'm like, okay, that sounds easy enough. So that first piece of paper, or 8 by or quarter piece of paper now, I wrote my first wish. Wish I had a girlfriend. Because the main reason why I got this article is to make wish. I wish I had a girlfriend. I'm extremely alone. I was 23 years old, got out of treatment center at age 15, didn't have no girlfriend. My sophomore year, my senior year, my junior year, I had nobody. Oh, not sophomore, junior, and senior year, I had nobody. Then at 18, when I graduated from school, my friends, I finally made friends. They had girlfriends. I had no girlfriend. I'm extremely alone. So that's the main reason why I got these wishes. So I wish I had a girlfriend. Carried that with me for almost a month. Now one night, I'm at Kathy's house. We just got done smoking a whole bunch of weed. I think we ended up taking some LSD. I'm not really sure. Jamie Johnson's like knocked out on her bed sleeping. Kathy was playing her Final Fantasy VII on PS1. Gerard and JB, a friend of Gerard's, were on the floor sleeping. Looked like they were spooning. I'm in my Indian, sitting down on the floor against the wall, just talking to myself, answering myself. All of a sudden, I felt different. I felt like I was like a 9.5-year-old boy. And the 9.5-year-old boy inside of me started talking to me. Ended up saying, Dave, you got that piece of paper with a wish on it? I ended up talking to myself and ended up saying, yes, I do. He goes, cool. Do you have those other 3 pieces of paper in your car still? I ended up saying, like, yeah, I do. Do you have a pen and pencil in your car? I'm like, yeah, I do. Good. Go in the car right now. Go get the piece of papers and a pen and pencil and come back in here and sit down. I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like talking to myself, I'm like, and obeying this 9.5-year-old self inside me. So I got up, left Kathy's room, went into my car, grabbed the stuff, came back, sat down. Now the young self in me says, Dave, now get that piece of paper that had the wish on it. So I did. And he goes, now erase it. Because it was written in pencil, so I erased it. And the young self in me now said, now, the first wish you were with Kathy. Wish Kathy was your girlfriend. I'm like, hell no, I can't do that. And the young self in me said, do it now. So I ended up doing it. I wish Kathy was my girlfriend. I could erase the way call it, put down I wish Kathy was my girlfriend. Now, the young self in me goes, alright, now, your second wish. Wish that you were a god. I'm like, what the hell? Just do it. I'm like, okay. So I'm like playing along, so I end up doing it. Wish I was a god. Third wish, he goes, now, wish that all your friends were gods. I'm like, okay. So I end up doing that too. Now the fourth wish, I'm like, okay, what's about the fourth wish? And the young self in me says, do whatever you want with it. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay. So I ended up coming up, I wish I had unlimited wishes. So I got done writing all these wishes. Now the young self in me goes, alright, now it's time to burn everything. I'm like, I can hold these down for a month. He goes, no, you don't have to do that. I'm like, huh? Just listen to me and just do what I say. I'm like, okay. So the young self in me goes, alright, grab that ashtray. And we have this metal, Kathy had this metal bucket as an ashtray. Grab the metal bucket. And he goes, alright, take that first wish, wishing Kathy was your girlfriend, and burn it. I'm like, I can't do that here. Young self in me is like, do it now. So I'm like, okay. So I got the first wish, wishing Kathy was my girlfriend. Got the metal bucket, got my lighter, I lit it up, put it in the bucket, and it started burning. And I started believing in that wish. So I look up at Kathy. Kathy smells the paper burning. She looks over. Then she shuts off the PS1. Gets up, and I'm watching her. And I'm thinking, looking at the paper, but I wasn't really believing in it because I'm just watching her. And she gets up, gets onto the side of the bed, but still at the foot of the bed, and starts watching me. All of a sudden, the paper stopped burning. Then, of course, now the younger self good. She's watching. Keep on doing it. So I ended up grabbing the wishing I wish I was a god. Burn that. This time I'm not looking at Kathy no more. I'm looking at the fire and believing that was God. Third wish, same thing. Was looking at Kathy, burning the paper in front of Kathy, believing that I was wishing all my friends were gods. Fourth wish, I burned that. For some reason, I didn't care about that wish anymore. I ended up getting up and about to walk out of her house. Now, about to walk out of her house, Kathy all of a sudden jumps out of bed, gets in front of my face. She gets in my face. Her eyes all of a sudden, she has beautiful bluish color as well. Her eyes just change just for a split second, and it changed into this whitish bluish color. Just for a split second. Then, she ended up saying, "What did you just do in front of me in my bedroom?" Now, when I looked at her eyes, that 9.5-year-old self of me just came out. My personality never came out and talked to nobody ever in my life. My 9.5-year-old self did. He ended up saying nothing to her. All of a sudden, she just gave me this look. "Oh, okay." She backs away from me and starts walking away. When she was walking away, she was stomping. When she was stomping, she ended up saying this. She goes, "Fine, I'll find out my own way." She goes to the bathroom. I'm staying in her bedroom. I'm like, looking at myself, I'm like, how in the fuck is she gonna find out her own way? There's no way she's gonna find out her own way because I'm not gonna tell her. Okay. I end up leaving her house finally. Get in my car. Drove from her house from McIntosh Road in Dover and drove to Brandon, Florida, Bloomingdale West, to my aunt's house. Got out of my car, opened up my front door, and walked inside, went to my bedroom. Changed my clothes to my pajamas. About to go to bed, all of a sudden I hear Kathy's voice around me. I'm in my own bedroom, in my own house. I hear Kathy, clear as can be, said, "Dave, you should have fucking told me what you did. How dare you lie to me in my own bedroom, in my parents' house? You disgrace me and my parents. Now, whatever you think about, doesn't matter what it is, I can hear you." I'm like thinking to myself, like, about to say something out loud. She goes, "You don't need to talk out loud with your mouth. I can hear you plain as day when you just think." So we start talking, and all of a sudden, she's still talking. And all of a sudden, her voice ended up disappearing. When her voice disappeared, I heard this male, calm, gentle voice, but really loud. And they're saying, "My son, what have you done? Why do you wish to be a god when you already were a god?" My young self comes out. I don't remember what he said. But something in me tells me he said, "Because I deserve to be a better god. That is why, Father." I'm like, now I'm like thinking like, what the hell? Then I hear his voice goes, "If you want to know how it's like to be a god, fine. My children, talk to your new god." All of a sudden, I'm finally in my bed. I'm talking to the God now. In my bed, all of a sudden, I heard millions of voices. Everywhere. Men, women, children, boys and girls. All different races, all different ages, talking to me. All asking questions, all praying. I jumped out of bed, look up my window, look in my closet, about to open my bedroom door and walk out, but I didn't do that. Instead, I ended up going back to my bedroom. Her guy, a little chuckle. Everyone's still talking to me, and all of a sudden I just sat down and tried to answer these questions. Of course, everyone's going really fast, and also I couldn't keep up. All of a sudden I hear God's voice again saying, children, calm down. Something's really wrong with his head. It is really messed up, and I have no idea why." Yeah. A lot of things that happens on Earth, God cannot see. Why? There is magic. Satan, Lucifer, owns the world. He has blacked out a lot of things from God, and God cannot see. And what happened in that Roman Catholic Church? It's God's church, but it's not. It's Lucifer's church. Any Roman Catholic church is actually Lucifer's grounds, not God's grounds. So, everyone, the voices, all of a sudden just stop, and all of a sudden they start talking to me again, one at a time. They finally start asking questions really slowly. And of course, there was questions I literally know nothing about. Then I heard a little girl's voice in my head. The voice ended up asking, goes, "Why do you wish all your friends to be gods?" My 9.5-year-old self comes out. He ended up saying, "Because if I thought I was the only god, I would be lonely." And I heard another voice going, "Oh, that's a good answer. That is true." And all of a sudden the voices stopped because God asked him to stop. Then God said, "All right, children." God ended up saying, "All right, children, it's late for him. Let him go to sleep." Then God ended up saying, "Dave." Actually, I don't think it was God, or maybe it was Blessed Mary. One of us, I did talk about Mother Mary as well. But they ended up saying, "Dave, later on in your future, you'll meet some of my children personally." I'm like, "What do you mean by that?" Because you will find out. You will see. I'm like, "Okay." Now, I kind of forgot about, I didn't forget about, I didn't tell anybody about what I experienced. I kept that to myself. Kept to myself for quite a while. Now, on that, every day now I hear Kathy talking to me with her thoughts. And for some reason I end up being terrified of her. Come on, think about it. You think so much terrible stuff in your mind. And now you have somebody else that can hear everything you think about. Nothing's a secret from this person. This person knows everything about you. She can actually blackmail you. So yes, I end up being terrified of her. So I never really opened my mouth to talk to her. I talked to her with my thoughts. Now with my thoughts though, the weird thing is, I wasn't just talking to Kathy with my thoughts. I am talking to a whole bunch of voices. I'm hearing Kathy saying, "Dave, who are you talking to?" I'm like, other voices. "I don't hear nobody. I want to hear you." I'm like, "Kathy, I hear you. I hear a million other voices." Because Dave, just you and me here. There's nobody else here. It's just you and me. There's no other voices. Stop talking to yourself. I'm like, I'm not talking to myself. I'm hearing other voices. The voices won't tell me who they are, but they tell me, but I know I'm talking to other voices. Now, for some reason, I used to hear men and ladies' voices, and all of a sudden I'm asking, like, "Guys, will you do me a favor? I don't want to talk to no guys. Can all the ladies please talk to me instead?" All of a sudden I heard a guy's voice said, "Yeah, sure, no problem." All of a sudden, the guys' voices, men's voices, and boys' voices just stopped. It was just female voices, children and ladies, for a while. Now I'm hearing Kathy's voice. Kathy, she had this ability, because I found out later on, that her and her mom, because I was talking to her mom one day, her mom and I somehow got very close. Her mom was like a mom to me, basically. Karen, that's her mother, Kathy's mother's name, ended up telling me that Kathy one day wanted to study psychic books. And she wanted a study partner, so Karen said, "Okay, I'll study with you." And Karen showed me a psychic book. She goes, "We studied about 5 or 6 different psychic books." And Kathy ended up being really good at it. Really, really good at it. And I'm like thinking in my head, I'm like, "Oh shit." Now, one night, I ended up falling asleep at home. And all of a sudden I had this black and white dream. Kathy was in it. We're in a subway. Don't know where the subway's at, but we're in a subway. Nobody's around. I look down and I see a top of a girl's head, and I realize it was Kathy. She was giving me a blowjob. I'm thinking to myself, like, what the hell? I don't feel nothing. What the hell are you doing this for? When I thought that, Kathy stops. She looks at me. She ended up saying, "You can't feel that?" I'm like, shook my head. I'm like, "No, I don't feel shit." She had the most pissed off look ever, and she punches me right in the fucking balls. And I started laughing, like, okay. And she walks away, and I woke up. I'm like thinking to myself, like, what the fuck? What just happened? All of a sudden I heard a voice saying, "Kathy dream linked with you and you pissed her off. She was wasting her time giving you a blowjob because she thought your dick in her mouth and she thought she was doing a good job. When you told her that you weren't feeling nothing, pissed her the fuck off." I'm like, okay. So I ended up having another dream with Kathy. We're in a house. I guess it's our house. Kathy is still a black and white mood or dream, but I can tell colors in this black and white dream. She was wearing blue jean shorts, very short blue jean shorts, showing like her whole leg. She had nice legs. She had gorgeous feet, and she never wore any other color but black. She was wearing a white T-shirt with a blue design on the white T-shirt. Her hair is down. No makeup, but she don't need makeup on her face. She had natural beauty. She was actually cute. And she ended up sitting on my face. We're sitting on the lap, and we're going out. Then, of course, Kathy ended up saying, "Dave, we're going out in your dream. How about let's make your dream a reality? Ask me to go out with you. Who cares about this broke